Okay, picture this. The sky gets all dark and moody, right? And then those first few drops of rain start to fall, and you get that smell, that amazing earthy smell coming up from the street. Now, for a lot of people, the first instinct is to run for cover. But for some of us, it's the total opposite. It's this feeling of calm, almost like coming home. If that sounds like you, well, you're definitely not alone. We're gonna dive into the psychology behind what loving rain really says about you.
So let me just ask you straight up. When the clouds roll in and it really starts coming down, how do you feel? Anxious? Or do you get this deep sense of peace? Just think about it for a sec. It's funny because we're all taught that a sunny day is good weather, right? But there are so many of us who actually feel more like ourselves, more at ease when it's raining. And it's not just some weird little quirk. Nope, it's a whole psychological profile, and it has a really cool name. And that name is Pluviophile. Kind of cool, right? It's from the Latin words pluvia for rain and phile for lover. So a pluviophile isn't someone who just, puts up with the rain. They actually find real joy and peace in it. So if you're a pluviophile, what does that actually say about what's going on inside your head?
All right, first off, it often means you're someone who has a really rich inner world, and you crave that sense of an inner sanctuary. Liking the rain is so often tied to needing some emotional quiet. A big part of this, it's the sound. Seriously, that steady pitter-patter of rain, it's basically nature's white noise machine. It's incredible how it can just calm your mind, block out all the other annoying sounds, and just lower your stress. It creates this perfect soundscape for thinking.
And on a deeper level, it's also this powerful psychological metaphor, right? For a lot of people, rain is like this big emotional cleanse. You see the water washing over everything, and it feels like it's washing away your own worries and anxieties too. It's like hitting a reset button, giving you a sense of a fresh start.
And then there's the whole social pressure thing. Think about it. When it's sunny, there's this unspoken rule, right? You should be outside, doing something, being social. But a rainy day? Oh, it's a total relief, especially for introverts. The rain basically gives you a permission slip to just be quiet, to stay inside, to read a book, to just think. And you don't have to feel guilty about it at all. It's the perfect escape.
Okay, so it's not just about finding calm, though that's a huge part of it. Loving the rain is also about how it connects you to the world through your senses. And that connection, it can be a massive spark for creativity.
I mean, a rainy day is a total sensory overload in the best way possible. You've got that amazing earthy smell, it's called petrichor, that comes up when the rain first hits the dry ground. You've got the sound, that calming rhythm on your window, and the way everything looks. The colors get so deep and rich, and city lights just glitter in the puddles. It creates this kind of moody, beautiful scene. Pluviophiles are the people who are really tuned into all of this. And that deep appreciation for all the little details, well, it's almost always connected to a really creative soul.
So what it all comes down to is this. People who love these supposedly gloomy days are often just wired to find beauty where other people might miss it. They get inspired by that quiet, slower pace of life that comes with the rain. And you know what? There are even some psychological studies that hint at a real link between loving the rain and being more creative.
And that brings us to our next big idea. What this all says about your actual character. Turns out, it often points to a really independent spirit. Someone who isn't afraid to walk their own path, sometimes literally, in the rain.
No, seriously, think about it. Deciding to go for a walk while it's pouring outside, that's a tiny act of rebellion, isn't it? It's you saying, nope, I'm not going to follow the rule that says I have to stay inside and stay dry. It shows you're comfortable just going with the flow, embracing the world on your terms, not on whatever terms society or the weather app is trying to set for you.
This whole mindset, it's a sign of real psychological resilience. When you can embrace a literal storm, it's a powerful reminder that all storms, the ones outside and the ones in your life, they all pass eventually. It's about letting go of that need to control everything and just finding strength in accepting things for what they are.
So a lot of this is psychology, for sure. But there might be some science behind why rain feels so darn comforting too. Let's just touch on a couple of the big ideas here.
So there are two main theories that pop up a lot. The first one is about negative ions. See, rainstorms pump a ton of these into the air, and some studies suggest that these ions can actually have a positive effect on us, maybe even boosting our serotonin, the happy chemical in our brain. And the second one? Good old nostalgia. For so many of us, the sound of rain just takes us back to being a kid, feeling totally safe and cozy inside while a storm was going on outside.
Okay, let's pull all of this together.
If you've been nodding along this whole time, what does the complete profile of a pluviophile actually look like?
Well, you're probably a deep introspective thinker, someone who's totally comfortable with their own company. You're highly sensory, you've got that creative spark, and you're independent and resilient. But most of all, you're someone who finds real beauty and peace, not on a perfect sunny day, but in those quiet, gray, reflective moments that most people just ignore. So really, loving the rain is just about embracing who you are. It's about knowing there's a special kind of strength and beauty in being quiet, in looking inward, and yeah, in seeing the world just a little bit differently.
So I want to leave you with one last question to chew on. We've been talking about finding peace in a literal rainy storm. But let's get metaphorical for a second. What's a storm in your life? A challenge, something tough, that against all odds actually helps you find your center and discover your true strength.